someone, I guess. But it makes sense, but it's horrible because that means the entire city is really bad. It's really bad.
Oh yeah, it's I'm not gonna say hellscape, but it is like 100% Knight Templar tyranny, like cranked up to 11.
And it's stuck between the Crimson Domain and the Abyss Domain.
Like maximum order, whatever signs of dissident or not believing, not worshipping the light, just purges, executions, accidentally, you broke a torch or like a source light, even by accident, executed on the spot.
Why do you want to go there, by the way, Pastor? Why?
Family members.
Okay, I guess. Do not relate to this at all, but okay.
Sasa. Family comes from anywhere.
I mean, yeah, I know this.
I'm talking about specifically the other Warforged of my creation.
What? You have a sister?
I guess.
Siblings.
Warforged don't really have gender.
Yeah.
You think Ibram thinks that far ahead?
Mm.
I thought I already told you guys in character about them.
You did briefly, but in character it was months ago, right? So
Yeah.
So Ibram is kind of having the
Months and months
re-realization.
ago.
Yep. There's Noel, there's Proto, and Pester.
Yeah, you did not tell us their names, so this is our first time hearing them, I believe.
Pester also has the other name of Preacher.
All right, and do you think that they're like you, or are they also part of the cultist light?
Last I saw them, they were chasing me out of the city.
Okay, well, yeah, makes sense. This is what I imagine, Pastor, by the way.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Okay. Before we continue with the Sybil, the unforgiving light thing, and yeah, sure, the name also gives another hint, the unforgiving part, especially. Winona Monk.
Yarp.
I will say this, as the days also go by, turning into weeks, there is not a whiff, not a hint, not even a single attempt at invading your dreams or leaving you any sort of message. You are not bothered at all, and not an iota of presence from the Crimson King, the remaining contender for your soul.
Awesome. That's good. That means I can do my work uninterrupted. And by her work, Winona will spend, obviously, until we're interrupted by something, she'll spend time visiting all the other bastions of light and trying to spread her practices and her sisterhood's practices across the land, so that way everyone's burying stuff and working through her rituals and stuff like that to try and speed up the process of fixing the cycle.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior?
Yeah, me.
Lord and
I
Savior
did
of-
this.
Lord and Savior of not letting the dead rise again.
Yeah, she's doing this as essentially finally, now that we're not constantly being invaded or having to go save people or whatever, she's now taking the opportunity to make good on her promise she made to the light like quite a few sessions ago of, I'm going to show you a better way on how to do it. So, like, spreading peace and, her burial rituals to make sure things stay dead and actually grow in the soil again without magical assistance.
Winona gets massive cultural clash, especially when it comes to Ghostly Shining and Boiling Blood. Massive.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine it's like, it takes a bit for her to, like, integrate parts of their culture into her, like, ritual so they'll at least accept it. But she won't stop until she gets there. For the betterment of the world and, descendants upon descendants from now.
That might take a bit. I mean, Ghostly Shining probably is, like, with enough perseverance, could work out that they are not technically undead. They just, like, heavily lean on, like, ghostly abilities to survive. But technically speaking, the cycle of life and death still touches them. Even if it's, like, heavily skewered, like, their, like, natural lifespan is kind of a big question mark. The Boiling Blood, they're like, fuck, from what Winona is saying, they don't have, like, a fucking, like, sure, their cycle of life and death, yeah, sure, they die, and then a bit later, they respawn at emerging from the pit of blood.
Yeah.
But they do not register as undead to her. Like, they are still, like, regular humans, but really, really fucking weird. Honestly, if Winona sticked around there for a bit longer, honestly, with her skill, she would probably pick it up that, considering how they operate and that they are still around, either the domain of blood and its lord is not really strong, or he actually prefers the current order of business, because they are still getting, like, attacked every so often, they still fight, blood is spilled. So another possibility enters Winona's mind, and that is some symbiosis. That whatever is going on, the Lord of Blood is getting something out of it, and he doesn't really care to, like, fully. He benefits more from having the city of Boiling Blank around instead of not. Just as a bit of information.
I have a question.
Yes.
If I make a homunculus servant, which is just kind of just like a familiar, could I write a letter and send it into the Abyss domain to deliver a letter for me?
You can try.
Alright, I will write a letter. Pretty much just like... I'm not gonna tell anyone about this, by the way, because I will get decapitated. That I, at least myself, accept the truce unless something were to change. And just send the letter. Can I just let him to know, like, hey, got the gift. Formally, I assume they have, like, other ways of knowing, right? But just formally be like, here's the thing. But what I'm gonna ask is if they are having any kind of problems with the Lady of Pain. And then just send my homunculus to try to deliver a letter to something or someone that could receive it. and then just wait for an answer for something else to arrive, or for my homunculus to come back with an answer. Because he cannot talk, so...
Yeah. Basically, a fair bit of time will pass.
Yeah.
Before the message being sent and the answer, because the answer will come back. Written in the same crude, but like simple method of I'm gonna just write it down. Much that's the gist of the answer.
All right, that makes sense. That's all I wanted to know.
So, honesty time, gang. The reason why I'm thinking more about the Unforgiving Light, like how to put it in timeline wise, I am not sure in how much trouble you would potentially get during your escapades or not.
I do. May I interrupt with something?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
While everybody was discussing what they're up to, I kind of realized what Ibram would actually be
sorry,
doing.
you said that. Yeah, you had an idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot.
He would be petitioning every city of light that we have a decent enough allyship with to train a conglomerate military, essentially. Something that they could easily use to push back future threats. Something that is that's established, and a force that could just go between each of the cities, depending on who is in the worst position possible.
Right.
So kind of like a protection pact between all three cities.
Like a
Pretty much, he'd be
quick reaction force, task force.
Yep, super specialized, super decent, something that, you know, can step in and can also do expeditions outside of just this group. Start more expeditionary forces.
So can I just get a expedition group from the other cities, just like we are the ones for this city?
Yeah, pretty much. Get it going. More powerful people, the more cities have. Begin the age of adventurers again.
To be fair, be completely clear, the mechanic of clashing, which is a mechanic, but fluff-wise, it is an actual thing that exists, that you are connected through a linked destiny that only is for player characters.
Well, of course,
So
we're not
some
expecting
of the
them
shit you are able to pull off, that's because you have it, and a lot of the other survivors, fellow warriors of light, they don't have it. They can do some stuff on their own, but most of the times they would just fucking die horribly against the Night Lord, any Night Lord.
They're not supposed to go against the Night Lord. It's more so the recovery of more land from the now basically torn asunder forces that surround us.
Kind of what we were doing until we were like level 5, pretty much, right? Like just very basic exploration and finding stuff, not just going actively going to fight against the Night Lord.
Like, I want to make capable military forces within each of the cities that can actually, we don't have to worry about the cities being in a pinch anymore. Well, they can stand on their own a little bit longer. If a Night Lord bears down, there's at least someone with some kind of decent tactical mind that has, you know, the experience that we have given to them to kind of survive.
Alright. Yeah, for Iron Spark and Bright Glasters, you do not need a roll. Prismatic Brilliance, the Face City, you have no contact with. They are still hidden in their pocket dimension, whatever that fucking is. Ghostly Shining, you can try to make some sort of diplomatic roll.
Do we know anything about them?
About who?
Ghostly Shining.
Yeah, the Ghost Riders, more or less. It's either a curse or perhaps a blessing, but these people, they do not count as undead in terms of like combat mechanics, but they basically have the vibe of like the Curse of Black Pearl. Like in some environments, they look human, like normally, but most of the times when they are like out and about, they have like fucking Ghost Rider visage of like flaming skull and whatnot.
Have we ever seen any of them?
No, like during the campaign, they did not show up. There was like one, I'm gonna reveal it now, there was like one hook, one like opportunity. I was like, yeah, this is the reason why they would appear. When you were dealing with that library and Winona managed to purify, like send all of those souls through, if she didn't manage to do it, or if she didn't even try to do it and they just like, lingered and like went back with you to like City of Hope, their presence would have, in air quotes, invited an expedition like visit from Ghostly Shining.
Oh, interesting.
So that was the opening. Instead, you got Bright Glaciers.
Huh. I rolled a 15 on my persuasion. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah. For Ghostly Shining, yes, although it does take a few tries of like getting through the idea. For Boiling Blood is like, rage, that you can like get really into combat, but they take it like even further beyond. Again, as I mentioned, inspiration Khorne Berserkers.
I'm not worried about them being capable of defending themselves, because if they fly into a rage, they're dealing with whatever's coming their way for the most part. This is more so the City of Iron Spark, who felt woefully underprepared, and the City of Bright Glaciers that has only recently recovered from what they've been dealing with.
Yeah, but yeah, so like a basically Trinity of Hope, Spark, Iron Spark, and Glaciers, then yeah, that is...
And now the City of Ghostly Shining is kind of trusting us.
Getting to that point, yeah.
But it's nice, though, because now we can chase down the City of Prismatic Brilliance.
Do you?
I feel like Ibram would definitely try, but he has no intelligence enough to bring him, unless you let him tear asunder into the pocket dimension.
I have a very important question. Do you bring that idea in the open, and does Dolan hears that idea?
Yes and yes.
That's bad.
Which idea am I hearing and judging?
That
what if we win?
No.
Actually, Cap, yeah, go ahead.
Ibram steps into the group. He's like, yeah, I've been training these militaries, and I was thinking, what if we find the City of Prismatic Brilliance and get them a military?
No!
Why?
We should not do that.
This is now...
So, I take Ibram and I find a suitably large rock and sit him down on it.
Are we gonna... No, he refuses to sit. I am an adult. I'm a grown
on this rock.
Can you sit, please?
Yes, I sit, please.
Okay, so, I don't know if you remember this, but I come from the City of Prismatic Brilliance. I'm from there. My whole family's from there. We're all from there. Do you remember the artifact that my family had? It's from there. We stole it. If we go and talk to them, we're inviting them to kill all of us. We're not going there.
What if we give them back the thing?
No, we can't. It's already integrated into Chivas. We cannot. It's not possible.
We have 2 cities of light that will immediately hate us upon sight. Nice.
We cannot talk to them.
The entire game refuses to let me in. It's completely crashed from my computer. Anyway.
Damn right.
I don't see you on player list, so you should be able to get back in. If you...
Yeah, it's saying network error when attempting to fetch resource. I don't know what's going on.
I can't.
Anyway,
believe he's fucking
That's what he
dead.
says to you.
And he's just like, all right, what I'm hearing is we find them and we burn the city to the ground.
No! No! Stop!
We need as many points of light
Just
as
leave them be.
But you've
Leave them
made
be.
them our enemy, Dolan!
They are not our enemy. We have wronged them. They have done nothing to us.
Which is why we must double down on your mistake.
No! just leave it. Literally like trying to get a dog to spit something out. Like, stop. Leave it.
Like,
Leave it.
don't make me call the cleric over here to cast Gaius on your ass.
For real.
But
Yeah.
They are
Even-
in self-isolation.
yeah.
The Fae of the Prismatic Brilliance City do not like to associate with the outside world due to their general crimes against the whole world.
their
And
crimes.
so they have isolated themselves. They created this world. They helped the gods create this world, so they are in part responsible for its destruction.
Am I there? Wait. Am
soldier?
I?
I don't know if you're there.
Because you said you will bring him like to a rock, and I don't know if like.
Sure, you can be there. You can ambiguously be there.
I
You
mean,
can
because he
appear.
addressed the whole group, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then you
Okay,
took me to the side.
I
Yeah,
just found
that's-
a rock. It could have been a rock that was
Okay.
right there when we were standing there. I just needed
Okay,
a rock
okay.
for you to sit
I'm
on.
just gonna raise up my hand. I'm gonna say my family did too.
There you go. So, because of that, they've isolated themselves from the world. Hopefully, they never do that, where they come back. But if they ever do come back, they will probably come here to try and take back the artifact, and then realize that they can't, and then they might have issues. But that is something we have
And
to
then
deal
we
with
can kill
when
them.
they do that.
I can
That's
go
not
rapid
something
dog
we
on
can-
them when they do that?
No, we're gonna try
When
and
they
talk
do
it out
that.
first. When we
Okay,
we're gonna try and talk it out first.
And then I can strangle them.
If talks do not work, yes,
Very good.
but it is a last resort, absolute
Aw.
last resort.
Even though Ibram is kind of being like a little bit of an idiot, he's internalizing it and realizing, okay, they're not our enemy, but we also shouldn't try to make contact with them at all.
Mhm.
Because I could create an issue.
Who gives a damn?
Understood.
Just kill them. Just kill them. Just kill them.
No,
No,
no.
don't
That
listen
is
to the
the-
voice.
That is the voice. It's the voice.
The voices. The voices.
Don't listen
they
to them.
deserve to
Guys,
die.
they're-
Says the spirit.
You have to because you've essentially become the voice of my weapon. You have to
They
chime in when it's
against you. You must slay them.
exactly.
You do not need to listen to this person.
But
They do not know.
Dolan, even though Ibram is giving you grief in this process, you can at least see in his eyes. He grasps it. He understands.
Ah,
It's the equivalent of now he's just giving you a hard time.
Alright.
but what if? Get this. We ignore
What
them.
if we killed them? What if we burn down their town?
Get
This
this.
is when Ibram
we
grabs
just
the spear,
listen.
shakes it, and says, "I will kill other things, but not these people until they provoke us."
Fine. But do it soon.
I find a bug and I kill it with the spear.
Ah, yes, blood.
Not enough
Satiated
blood.
me.
Blood.
Anyways.
It's like Venom.
That makes sense for
Literally,
Ibram
literally.
due to evil weapon.
What do you want for breakfast? The souls of the innocent. A bagel. No,
bagel.
2 bagels.
I literally have a Venom symbiote.
Wait. Do you remember the scene when they got to the fucking store and they're like, "But I need brains," and oh, what are they talking about? Like the chemical is only found in brains and chocolate, and then it cuts to them going to the store and being just like, "There's no chocolate," and then I'm going, "No."
No,
That's exactly.
you will be happy with chicken nuggets, says Eddie.
I don't like chickens. They are dumb. You will deal with it.
Very good.
You should not have given us some more freeform day, Shadow.
So I'm just considering, because I know there's gonna be a scene where you will be offered a choice regarding the possible ending, and if this will be a short or a long ending in terms of like what we'll have to do. And just pondering if I want this to happen. If I basically want to be like, okay, you managed to get to Unforgiving Light, do the thing, probably had to get the fuck out of there because the light's presence is very strong. And I just got the idea that they probably,
Oh yeah,
Not
that
all the
reminds me,
time,
one of the things we
but
wanted to
probably
do was
one of the highest buildings in the inner district, like the very center, like basically pulls a fucking Eye of Mordor.
yeah. Oh yeah, didn't you show us like the that one image?
Honestly, if Ebrams there, he'd want to fight the tower.
I can't remember. You showed us an image one point of it as a vision, and it was just like a more evil Eye of Sauron.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I can find it.
You mean this?
Yes.
Yeah.
I killed that.
That's the eye, and in the vision of the city itself, that was the thing. As a reminder, Cap, and that was actually no wait, that was put in the handout, but probably not for you unless you made the notes for yourselves. That
I did not.
The light existing as a truth,
Yeah, they also.
truth of the world. Basically, as a reminder, when Winona tried to basically was figured out how to potentially transfer energy of the light from that tree you had before, like other vessels. Basically, the short TLDR, the answer was like, sure, you can do that. You're just gonna basically sentence the entire city of Unforgiving Light to death, with all of its like hundreds of thousands of inhabitants.
Is that not a bad thing? Because they are all kind of fanatics.
That is my people.
Yeah.
Looks at you. You left them. They are not your people.
I mean,
Essentially, they got hit the worst during the war, and they suffered logistical nightmare after logistical nightmare. Like, most of the refugees, survivors, started gathering to their city, and they did not have enough to actually like keep up, protect, sustain everyone. And pretty much during the visit, you will see that the outer districts are like full of refugee camps, half-destroyed buildings. The security is all shoddy. People living at the
People on fire.
edges, like the Warforged patrols, the fucking molten troopers, like purging things if need be. Kind of like imagine, totalitarian police city state. Kind of like if this was like a capital of Imperium of Man in Warhammer Fantasy that was besieged for a long time by forces of chaos or like other enemies. And the order within is enforced with iron, steel, with iron fist, and a lot of fire. And of course, the blind belief in the light.
Yeah, and
So then, is not the death of that good?
there are still innocents and whatnot inside of the city.
Mm.
You know, common people.
And it's basically your choice to determine like how guilty is the person living their entire life under the guise and subtle influence of the light. How much they are victims and how much they are guilty of allowing themselves to be brainwashed.
That reminds me, I wanted to ask you, because I can't remember, what were the, like, 12 major families of the City of Light?
Not really 12 families, I don't have the families ready, but basically the ruling body is the Council of 13.
13, okay.
Which, this was like mostly spoiled out of character, but I guess if you have like assistance from the rest of the party, especially like your investigators, you would find out that actually the Council of 13 never had all 13 members. And they are pretty much using illusions to keep up the charade that they all have 13. And they have no magic members. Actually, you found out that's in character because you found out how the light is made. Because here's the thing, all powerful, stronger magic users, which basically like hitting like around level 10 or 15, whatever it becomes known and found out, they either voluntarily, if they believe strong enough that this is their duty, or through sheer brute force, they are being brought to the light, and their soul and mind is added to the hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very sad.
So why officially the Council of 13 does have magic users in the council, that's a charade, an illusion being upkept.
What if we subjugated the light?
Yeah, we cannot do that. we are not powerful enough to do that, or knowledgeable enough.
Points at Artificer? I bet you could with enough books.
Yeah, I most definitely could with enough books, but I don't have that many books yet.
To the domain of knowledge!
No, I'm not asking Beckett for it. The domain of knowledge is Beckett's turf, and I'm not dealing with that right now.
Okay, I'll let the tangent go, but thank you for all the background information. It helps me understand why I can't just go in there and stab the light in the eye.
This isn't my campaign where you can just meet with God and be like, "Fuck you."
And yeah, I mean,
you,
there were like two. Actually, you also cannot kill the light because of what is being seen in the future. The light's existence is a fixed point in time, so trying to kill it would paradox you out of time.
Oh, unfortunate.
What we not tried and found out that the consequences would be pretty bad was trying to get the power of the light and transfer it to a different vessel. But that also has consequences that Winona didn't want to have 5-6 digits worth of souls on her mind.
Subjugating the light though not an impossibility?
I would hope more for,
Yeah, there's a reason why Winona's gonna be showing the light a better way to do it for the rest of her days.
Yeah.
It's because she doesn't want to just openly challenge it. Because that's exactly what it wants.
Yeah,
all it knows is fighting, and you're trying to pick a fight with the thing that all loves to fight and kill things.
Fighting. Yeah, that's why Dylan is like, I'm gonna take this little piece of light and just pick it apart within myself instead of actually talking to the light.
It's not love. It's like basically
it's
Warhammer 40k Imperium of Man versus everyone else. It's like
a zealous, righteous justice, quote unquote, but it's not justice.
It's not that it likes fighting; it's that it likes being fought. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it likes fighting for its ideals. It doesn't put itself above violence to get what it wants.
I couldn't hold it by the scruff of a neck like a cat and dangle it above a bunch of
analogy. It's like if Jack from Final Fantasy was a hive mind, and instead of kill chaos, it's like kill darkness, destroy the darkness.
Yeah.
So, funny thing you say Final Fantasy. This is obviously not exactly, but it is the plot of Final Fantasy XIV. So I'm reliving my nightmare again, and I'm crying
Yes, yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you for educating me.
Yeah.
I had a fundamental misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's why Winona's like, I'll just become a saint and teach a different way of fighting the darkness altogether.
Alright. Apologies, Derb, that I'm not doing this like a very long scene, but if you want, like I imagine, especially because you have, you take some party members with you and you have some stealth specialists with you, or fucking have spellcasters that have pretty useful spells for hiding as well if need be. You can locate those other 3 prototypes. Actually, you know what? I need to make a thing. There are like 3 other prototypes, right?
Yep, Null, Proto, and Pester. Also known, Proto is also known as Templar, and Pester is also known as Preacher.
Templar, Preacher, and Pastor.
And Null.
And oh, sorry.
2 of your siblings, the other prototypes, you will be able to find them, and it won't be instant because of what they are, how they are being created. The light's hold on them is strong, but it is not infallible. It can be damaged, it can be broken, it can be lessened. So they can be, if that's how Pastor sees it, they can be, air quotes, saved. However, it seems like one of your siblings, and I let you decide who, or which one, didn't endure. And I leave it up to you. It's either the case of you find the frame, but there's literally nothing left inside. It's like more or less like an automaton, like a just no speck of sentient, just a shell filled by the light. Or perhaps it's the same thing happened to it as it happened to you, but this one didn't manage to escape.
I think Shell for the Light would be fitting for Null. Null is the scary one.
Yeah, so the one that's, according to the name, having a lot of anti-magic stuff in its arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I don't have it. That's slow.
Of course, no, it's...
But yeah, it's probably a few close calls, but things more or less work out in the end, unless you try to escalate beyond reason. But yeah, you kinda, unless you decide otherwise, but the way the Unforgiving Light works and the vibe it gives is like you kinda, it reinforces your you are glad that you live where you live. Because sure, you might live in a bastion of light, but this is another reminder that the light is not good. And desperation creates terrible choices.
Yep.
Honestly, this might not be the smoothest transition. I just wanted to jump towards that choice. Unless there was like something else that's really important you want to bring up or ask me.
Can't think of it now.
And that
Not
was
that I
like
can
a
think of.
general question to the group, not only to you, just in case.
Repeat
But
the
if
thy
I'm-
question, please.
Yes, please.
I wanted to jump forward towards like the question, the choice I was gonna give the party, and the specific
Okay.
scene I had an idea in mind. But I asked that just stop for a moment, unless at this juncture there's like still something you wanted to bring up, or like pipe in throw as a thing.
I'm all set,
I'm
I think.
good. Yeah.
I'd probably spend one of my wishes to like live a lot longer, so I could become more of a powerful
I
figure.
become immortal.
Not immortal, because she's obviously not going to do that. That'd be against her morals. But
I would
Give
like to
herself
make my
more
lifespan
life.
500 years.
yeah, something like that to give herself more time to become like fully cemented as a saint and to be remembered.
That's from the ring one. Does the ring
Yeah.
one also does the D100 roll, or just
No.
3 charges and that's done?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, you just get 3 wishes, then the ring is destroyed.
Okay. 10-4. Okay. So this might not be the smoothest transition, but to set up the scene, I imagine this is after one of the expeditions where you had to flex your muscles, your abilities a bit. You got a little bit tired, so you were having like a pleasant, long rest in your places of residence, whatever those may be. But all of that rest is being very rudely interrupted by insistent and nagging, heavy knocking on your doors or walls, just giving you sensation that this is very urgent. And considering this doesn't stop, you like gather your bearings, like see what the fuck is going on, and yeah, to each one of your places if you're living separately. Now, runner, like a guard runner, was sent, huffing a bit and looking very seriously, just giving a short message of meeting with Sidorin now.
Oh,
Off we go.
And
Raoul has found us once again. I say as I start flying off.
and
Here we go.
Ah, shit! Here we go again.
I just look over to one of the plants. Chivas, can you just open a path for me, please?
of course, and because of course I fucking forgot. Fucking my brain. But during your rest, it would not interrupt, and this is not something that would have at that time caused you an alarm. But as most of you are magically inclined or have some magic on you, your dreams or visions would be just not even interrupted, but there will be like an extra element to them, that there will be like a singular badoom, like a heartbeat of magic going off. That's pretty out of the blue, but well, that's part of the dream, and you that not really recollected it well after you woke up, especially right after you hear that, oh, there's something urgent going on. And as you arrive at the... Hold on, do I have the map? Or have I... Because I didn't think I was gonna use... Fuck. That is different. Okay, so you don't... There's no council. There's Sidorin, and that's... Sidorin and like tool office, like personal bodyguards. And he is looking like... Not like grim, but looking very tense, like his lips being in like a thin line, and he doesn't really he's aware that you're coming in, but most of his focus is on the other occupant in the room, and you imagine that's the reason why he so urgently called you into the meeting. Sitting in one of the chairs is Beckett.
Ah,
I knew it was coming. Looks at Lily.
this
What?
stinky
What?
man.
What? Who?
Beckett.
How did you know this was
Himself?
coming?
Without shapeshifting, he is in his form. Which already tells you that something is afoot and some shit is about to go down. Perhaps.
I wonder what
Wait.
prescription a vampire has.
Has he not come to, like, hang out with me?
Wait, he's not here just to chill? What the? What?
No, I mean, like, in the time that we were off for his food, because he usually is like, hey, I need food. And I'm like, oh, sure, have a book.
Sure with you, but I still have an impression that your association with him is not really an open knowledge, especially not to Siderin and the council.
Yeah, no, well, most definitely not. That's why I was asking, like, off character, like, did he ever come to ask for food in the time that, like, in the year that passed ish?
Not really ask, but mention that he would be. And yeah, I'm gonna say like this scene is. Considering everything, yeah, it's like a year later. A year
Alright.
after the fight with Hellstrom and Jormungand.
Jormungand. All right.
Hey, that
all
means
right.
my clone was born.
It was more of a case of like a, like if you still want to make some sort of deal, then he's always, interested to like offer some bits of info in exchange for knowledge.
Mhm.
But yeah, because Sidorin doesn't give you Sasa a specific look, you are sure that Beckett didn't spill any beans. But it definitely seemed like the talk was interesting. And Beckett says, I normally wouldn't be here and put myself in this situation, but consider this a token of good faith, considering everything. And he winks. Sasa realizes that it's like wink toward her, but he tries to make it more like non-obvious thing.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you felt it, perhaps you were resting or sleeping in the meantime. But it seems like finally the riches and power that the Crimson King was getting since his rival passed away are finally bearing fruit. And he is attempting to accelerate the process of ascension to godhood.
Motherfucker.
And before you ask, I will offer this information for free. Because you might think that I would also benefit from it. Not exactly. As our kind is prone to rivalries, he is trying to be a how do you call it? A greedy bitch. And trying to gobble up as much power as possible. Be the top dog, as you would say.
Oh my god.
to be the top dog, as you would say. And even if not, I am not really interested in divinity, to be honest. Not sure if that will satisfy my hunger, and if it didn't, then probably would have gotten worse.
Like out of character, I'm thinking like, yeah, it will be like that kind of like the addictions when the more you have, the more you need. Okay, like in character now. I'm going to say, all right. And what is? Do you know anything about the ascension? Or at least a time frame?
The time frame is probably not as much time as you would prefer. But as weird as it may sound, and obviously you don't have to believe me, I would surprise if you did. As you might imagine, a lot of the other Night Lords, well, the remaining ones, even if they are not exactly the smartest tools in the shed, they can feel what Crimson King is attempting. The ley lines, the flow of magic, the amount of power that's needed for this, that leaves a sign, leaves a signal. So as we speak, there are movements happening in the background, grand hosts beginning their marches, and other lords getting ready to, smack a bitch.
So everyone's trying to get his ass.
Basically ensure that he's not eating the whole cake.
Yeah.
And that would be the analogy.
No one wants him to be the one on top, because then, well, the balance is lost.
But, well, I didn't have all of it, but studying the book enough. Nature abhors a vacuum. Your gods have left, but the spots they left, sooner or later, they would have been filled by something. Most likely by Arkin. The Crimson King is just accelerating the process.
Oops.
I'm just like very deep in thought. I'm gonna ask Pastor if I don't know a lot about the Unforgiving Light, right? But how long do you think your people could go on a campaign against the Crimson King?
They are not going to. It will be like fucking beyond. 8 minutes ago, Derp said that he's be right back, so he might not be back.
Okay.
Yet. But yeah, that would be a tall order. And while I'm a bit wishy-washy in terms of like how much time you have, more like this is like a lot demand time, I will say there's not enough time to actually get Unforgiving Light out of its ass and let them like mobilize properly. That's just not happening.
Yeah, because I was thinking more on the matter of if we could somehow get Pastor's siblings out during that chaos, and then we deal with the Crimson King. But no,
you already got them out. If you wanted to do that, if Pastor wanted to do that.
Hmm.
Like this scene is happening after
Okay.
you trip to Unforgiving Light, and the rolls
okay.
I made, like whose prototypes still lived and still were savable. Like you were able to save 2 out of 3 of them, if you wanted.
Okay. Then everyone's going to be here, and it's gonna be chaos, and it's gonna be horrible. But I don't think we can sit this one out, gamers.
I think we need to get there first before everyone shows up. Finish him off.
Pulls out
Yeah.
halberd and
War
spear.
starts.
It's time.
You
Do it.
You have 3 choices in front of you, as far as I can see. Well, I mean, I'm guessing one of this is already not an option, but for redundancy's sake, you can, or you could have, but you won't, I know. But by sitting this one out and letting things play it out, I'm with the remaining Night Lords, and even the Lady of Pain will probably get off her lazy ass. Don't repeat that to her. Actually, if preferable, don't speak to her at all. It's healthier for you. But yes, with the remaining Night Lords getting into action, this will just solve itself in a way that, well, the Crimson King won't be the top dog, but, well, Night Lords turning into the gods of the night, that still happen. The other thing, the second choice, as I am known to broker deals, and at that he winks at Winona. I can, with the time that we have, I can broker a deal to make sure that you get the Crimson King, and the other Night Lords will, well, basically operate under the assumption of common enemy and the truce. Just take him out and be done with it. And now, in the spirit of feeling cooperative, you have also the most audacious choice potentially to take, but I will not be able to guarantee your safety. I will not matter either way which one you will pick. But the ritual, the procedure, the amount of energy that Crimson King is gathering, ascending to divinity is not a small thing. But with that amount of power gathered in one spot, interesting things could be achieved. Very interesting. And for simplicity's sake, actually I have a bit of time. Yeah, sorry, I didn't have it written down, but basically I'm gonna put it in chat, in Discord chat.
We haven't even started this shit, and Saz is already making 7 backup plans.
Hey, why
I think I know a way we can
is-
beat him quickly.
Actually, I don't think I can write it on Discord properly because it's fucking dying. Trying to write it in chat, Discord chat is dying. Okay, so first option, sit it out. Night Lords, take it out. Okay, that's that Night Lords. Night. One. Yeah. I mean, feel free to discuss if you want. I'm just trying to quickly type it out, the gist of it, of what is being offered.
All right, motherfuckers. What are we thinking? What are our options?
I was gonna not necessarily go with the truce option, but just have Beckett tell the other Night Lords that if they want to come try and take the Red King's power, they're welcome to, but I'll banish them to the same place the Crimson King comes from. Because my plan was just to go in there, spend a couple wish spells, and just invert the ritual to send him back to where he fucking came from, so that he can't ever come back.
Goodbye forever.
Go back
Which
to
is
the
good.
accursed realm from whence you came and never return.
I ain't gonna lie. The Crimson King. Nope, sorry, different guy. I keep confusing the Crimson King with another dude that appeared in my dreams. No, it is the Crimson King. He appeared in my dreams side by side with Hellstrom. I kind of do want to duel him.
That wasn't the Crimson King.
That wasn't the Crimson
That was
King.
Mog,
No.
the Lord of Blood. We already went through
God
this at least
dang
once.
it.
Yes.
I know we went through this once.
Crimson
That's why.
King is my guy.
At least if they show up, I can talk with the Lord of Blood. Be like, hey, what's up?
No, there won't be any
Um,
talking. Like the main reason I was planning on informing Becca that like, hey, I'm gonna banish this motherfucker. You want to come close to his castle to try and take his power or siphon it? Go ahead, I'll banish you too. Because if you want to try, you're coming with him.
Yeah, we've killed 6 Lords of Night. Ah.
Yeah,
many
that was my
Night Lords are left?
plan.
So yeah, with the third choice, there's a bit of like in season 1, I gave you an option to like, oh hey, do we want to make this fight potentially more stressful by giving an option of our character actually dying? Here is not an option. If you're going for the third choice, I will try to fucking kill you, and death is on the table. Link Destiny will not be in play. I mean, lingering injury still can happen, but with a change, insta death abilities don't give you another lingering injury, they just kill you.
Which makes sense. He is ascending to godhood.
However, I should probably yeah, maybe sorry that I'm humming. I'm just like waiting in my mind, like how much to say, how much not to say to make this an informed choice versus not feel regularly, or like interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna give with so there's just
Also,
I think
FYI,
that's-
in about 5 minutes or so, I'm going to have to leave because I was jumped with dinner plans because my family's having like an early Mother's Day celebration.
You're also
Sorry.
being jumped by family. I am too, actually, currently. I was posting my goodbye
parents love
message.
doing this. They're just like,
Yeah.
hey, last minute, you can do this, right?
I just got eaten by family plants
Literally
too.
just got a text from my mom being like, "I'm 5 minutes
That's-
away," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's
My
understandable.
dad said, "Get in the living room. Your grandma's here."
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
basically just finished typing the thing. I might clear it up and make it more readable. To post it
Earlier
in
when I was
Discord.
AFK, I was bringing groceries.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
I got rolled.
Sorry about this.
Sorry.
But yeah, I mean, look, real life happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the choices, and yeah, I'm gonna try to post it on Discord, like
Yeah.
between the sessions, and actually we'll have to also figure it out if we
Okay.
play next week or not.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
should be down for it. I don't know about anyone else, but
Yeah, I should be down.
But yeah, I really try not to like say, oh hey, you can do this cool thing if you like risk your life. So just you only get
Yeah.
like those like key phrases that you can like try to guess what they might mean.
alright, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you for running.
It's been very good. Very good.
That's
I'll talk to you next week.
What's
Bye,
my-
everyone.
Well, we'll
Bye-bye.
see next week, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
see. Bye.
We'll see what
Okay.
happens.
Yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen. So yeah.
I'm
Later
partially
until
right.
next time, I guess. We'll see when
Yes.
the next time's gonna happen.
Yep. Let's
Yeah.
see what next time brings so we can wrap this up.
Bye.
Take care.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
For hosting.
Take care.